Today we will play a 10+0 training game here on Chess. So here we go. I created a new Chess account and we will climb up the rating ladder. So here we go, we have the white pieces. I will play the move pawn to e4, controlling the center of course. And here we have the move pawn to e5, not allowing our center to expand with the move pawn to d4. So we play knight to f3, attacking the e5 pawn of course. And after knight to c6, I like the move bishop to b5, known as the Ruy Lopez or the Spanish game. So a6 is the main move. In the position main line, I just play bishop to a4, which is the standard way of playing, and this move pawn to b5 is not the best. Of course, we have no other move than to retreat the bishop to b3, and after knight to a5, this is the sideline of this variation, of course going after our bishop on b3. And I think the best move in the position is to simply castle. This pawn of course is hanging, and after our opponent took our bishop, we take with the a pawn, opening up the a file for our rook. So knight to f6, attacking our e4 pawn. I like the move pawn to d3, just defending the center, and then I will take the pawn on e5 if allowed of course. So this is some strange moves from our opponent. Bishop b7, of course I can take the e5 pawn, and I think we have much better position now. So what will our opponent do? He can simply play the move pawn to d6, and bishop to c5 is probably the best move in the position, pinning our f2 pawn to the king. And I will simply play the move bishop to g5, pinning the knight to the queen, and preparing to develop this knight, maybe to d2, maybe to c3, even to c3. So he castled, and I think the best square for b1 knight is simply to put it on c3, where it will pressure the queen side of course. And after something like d6, we'll simply play the move knight to f3, and we will have great position. Of course, we are up a pawn, and this position is simply much better for our side. So, of course, in 10+0 rapid time format, we must watch the clock as well, but after rook to e8, I think we can simply play the move knight to f3 back. Of course, the knight was attacked by the rook on e8, and I think we have much better position. We are threatening to play the move pawn to e5, winning a knight of course, and after h6 we'll simply play the move bishop to h4, and probably he has to play something like g5, and after g5 maybe I will sacrifice the knight actually. If I play knight takes g5, h takes g5, bishop g5, king to g7, I simply win probably my piece back, or do I? I think I can sacrifice the knight actually. Yes, let's go. Of course we open his king as well, and we'll play d4 followed by e5, winning this knight because of this pin down this dark squared diagonal. Of course his best move probably is to play something like king to g7. Okay, bishop to d5, bishop to d4 of course. But now queen to f3 I think is very good. I will play knight to e2 then. Yes, I think queen to f3 has to be the best move here. Queen to f3. Just putting a lot of pressure, not allowing queen to move. Of course, moving out of the pin would be beneficial, I'm sorry, for black. And then we're threatening to play something like rook e1 and e5. Or maybe even queen to g3, of course pinning. Threatening to win the f6 knight. So I think we have great position. We have 3 pawns for the piece, and we will likely win it back. And if not, then we have great attack on this king here. And of course something like h4, h5. Oh, this I think is a mistake. Of course we take back and now we play rook e1 and we win. Yes, but okay, of course there is a pin, but now I play queen to g3 maybe. Queen g3 maybe. Threatening e5 of course. Is after queen g3 there knight to h5 maybe? I don't think so. Because I can play there. Yes, I think queen to g3 has to be the best. But let me think for a second. Queen g3 probably the only move is play knight to h5. I think. And then maybe even something like queen to g4. Yes, let's go for this. I think it has to be the best move in the position, of course, threatening the move pawn to e5. Yes, this is bad. This is very bad. Because now e5 wins the knight, alright? e5 straight away wins the knight. Or then maybe even knight to h5 now is an idea. But after knight h5 do I have queen to h4 maybe? And he has to play something like f6. This is strange position. Bishop h6. I think I am winning in this position because after bishop h6 of course not possible because of rook takes h6. But maybe queen to h4 wins. I think this is the best move in the position. Queen h4 still attacking the queen. And after the move pawn to f6, then I take the knight and then I win another pawn. And I should be winning there, alright? Queen h4, f6, takes h5 there. Maybe I even have some tactics going on. Of course the queen is still attacked. f6 I think is the only move. But after f6 I have this check and then I pick up the knight. Of course, because after f6 the rook is no longer protecting the h6 square. Oh, but after h6 he can play, after f6 he can play knight back to g7. I don't know. What is this? What? Bishop takes g2. Why can't I take the queen? Is my first question. Why? I don't understand this move. Maybe you will play rook to g6, but then I just block. Of course we can take the extra free queen. And if he takes our rook, we will simply take back with our king. And I think we have completely winning position. Of course rook to g6 is kinda scary, but we have this move, bishop to g5, not allowing any discovered checks down the g-file. But he played this move, rook to h6. How to win this? Easily. First of all, I can just simply take the bishop. There is no checks, because I can always take the knight. And I think this is the best move, by far. So let's just take the bishop, and we have much better position here. And after rook takes d8, he's simply panicking. We can take this rook as well with check, and we simply win the game on the spot. Maybe even something like queen to g5 and then taking the rook is best. Probably this wins much faster than any other things, of course. Okay, but now I just take the rook, right? And win the game. Or do I have any better moves? Maybe king h1 and rook to g1 are best. Yes, let me just play king to h1. King h1, and after rook g1, queen to g8 will be checkmate. So, I think our opponent was panicking a lot in this game, and of course we have enough time to win this position easily. Our opponent left the game, so we can claim a victory in 5 seconds. That means that he resigned, and of course I can claim victory now. So let's quickly analyze the game. So I had the white pieces. I played the move 1 to one e4 here. My opponent played the move 1 e5, and after knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to b5. This is the Ruy Lopez or the Spanish game. And after a6, this is the main line. Here you can take the knight on c6, or you can play bishop to a4, which is the most popular move. And after b5, this is this hasn't been played on the highest level too frequently. And after bishop to b3, knight to a5 is the most common move. After remove pawn to b5 and bishop to b3, and the best move in the position is what I played, is the move castles, and this is the theory. And after knight takes b3, a takes b3, of course it is better to take towards the center with the a pawn, opening up the a file and pressuring the a6 pawn as well. And after he played the move knight to f6, of course I played the move pawn to d3, but as you can see, the best move was to take the e4 pawn, and after knight takes e4, you can see that after rook to e1, I'm completely winning this game, because of course this pin down the e file, and if he were to move the knight, I simply play knight to c6, check, and he has to play bishop e7, losing the queen, and of course this would be fatal. But anyways, we won pawn. After knight to f6, I played the move pawn to d3, and he simply played the move bishop b7, just leaving this pawn undefended. And after knight takes e5, he played the move bishop to c5. I simply played the move bishop g5, pinning this knight, of course trying to play knight to c3, or maybe even c3 and then d4. And after he castled, now I played the move knight to c3, which is a mistake. The best move by far was to take this bishop. Of course he cannot take with the queen, and that's what I missed. He must take with the pawn, because after he would take with the queen, I have this knight takes d7, fork on rook, queen, and even the bishop, and this would be fatal as well. We would simply win the game. So after the move bishop takes f6, he would have to take with the pawn, and after queen to g8 and this move king to h8, I think I would be much better. The computer says I'm much better after queen to h5, of course pressuring the pawn, and after queen h5, if he were to take the knight, then I win his dark squared bishop because of this fork. So okay, knight to c3, simply developing a minor piece, still fine move. And after knight c3, he played the move rook to a8, which wasn't the best, of course, now allowing this tactic again after bishop takes f6, and of course he would have to take with pawn as well. But I played the move knight to f3, which wasn't the best. The computer thinks it was a blunder, I'm sorry. And after knight to f3, he played the move h6. I played bishop h4, and after g5, I simply sacrificed the knight with the move knight takes g5, which was the top engine move. And after h takes g5, bishop takes g5, bishop d4 here I think was a mistake. Okay, because of knight to e2, but after takes, what do I do after knight to e2? takes. What can I do? Rook to a2 is simply winning. But after bishop to d5, yes, now I have this idea with d4 and then this fork here. So okay, knight to e2 would be just winning on the spot, but after bishop to after bishop to d4, yes, I played the move queen to f3, not the best move, but okay, he played the move bishop takes e3, I simply recaptured, and after the move rook to e6, I played the move queen to g3, but the best move was to play queen to f5, maybe threatening to play e5, of course. This is a very logical move when you look at it, but okay, queen g3, of course, threatening to take the knight with discard check, and then winning the queen, of course. So he played the move king to f8, which was a blunder, it was a very bad move, and I played the move pawn to e5, which is a mistake as well. The best move was to play queen to h4, of course threatening queen to h8 and then picking up the piece, but okay, e5 still wins a piece, right? After after knight to h5, I played the move queen to h4, and after the best move was to take the bishop with queen takes g5. Of course, and after rook to g6, I cannot move the queen because of this attack on the g2 pawn, and I have to take it. Okay, that was a detail we both missed in the game. So after queen to h4, he played the move bishop to g2. Of course, if I were to take the bishop now, he would simply take the bishop, and after rook to g6 would win queen back. But of course, I can take the queen firstly with the move bishop takes d6, and after rook to h6, I play the move king takes g2, and of course, from now on, I'm completely winning. This position is simply winning, and after king to h1, he resigned here, or he just moved on. But of course, this position is completely lost for him, and we won our first training game here on Lichess. And if you like the video, make sure to follow and subscribe for more such content, and see you guys in another video.